they know a lot of like weird stuff about the area.
It feels very tour guide-y, but I like it. I appreciate history lessons.
So tomorrow they're actually doing like a history run where they actually drive through like historic parts of New Hampshire.
That would be awesome if I could go to that.
Let's come down to like a second.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Wow, I didn't even do some parkour. Wow, that was easy.
She's got this. She's got this.
Oh yeah. Of course, I can't see anything because I'm like right up her ass. So back up on the hill. She also has to worry about her gas tank because for some reason Toyota saw fit to put their gas tank like super low.
I'm looking at it right now. Yeah.
Yeah, you see it on the bottom
Yep.
left.
Oh, I do.
It like hangs lower than like everything else, which is I don't understand why they would have done that.
Could you put like some kind of like a skid plate or anything that goes over it, like
Yeah.
like this kind of a shape?
So you can put skid plates on it, which is going to be on her list. But obviously, budget being at the end of the season right now is an issue. So.
Right.
Plus, I mean, we literally just put those sliders on last night. Which, like, me personally, I believe that's like the first thing that you should do is wrist protection.
Yeah. Like a ball head.
Like that one?
Yeah. Do you ever have to get alignments done after all these things are all set?
Oh, yeah. I mean, not usually, like, immediately after, like, because if you're just going slow like this, it's not putting a lot of stress on the vehicle. So when you start doing, like, the hardcore rock crawling and, like, having to use momentum to get through things,
Okay.
that's when you can create issues.
Gotcha.
But for the most part, like, as long as you're easy with it, it's not a big deal.
I'm curious, like, what kind of vehicles you'd want to take for the rock crawling stuff, actually.
So I went out with the mod group when I came out on the bike, and that's what they were doing. Not like full on rock crawling, but it was like there was some big rocks, and I showed up and I was just gonna go with the stock trucks, this type of stuff, and they were like, "Oh, you're not gonna have fun because you're on a bike. You need more challenge." Yeah, look at that water.
More of a challenge, interesting.
And so I went out for the first day with the modified group, and I was like, I got so tired of picking up the bike. There was one section where we ended up, somebody had a pickup. I think it was like a Tacoma or something like that. I think we had like 5 people pick up the bike and put it in the back of his truck, and I just rode with him for a little while. So into that game.
Oh yeah. Won't last forever though.
No. Then he's gonna be bored once it's dead.
Yeah. You need to ask Grayson.
No, I'm just saying if you want some.
I can't eat those, Grayson.
Well, I told him you could have a couple. Just don't eat a bunch, because
I know.
you need to eat lunch later. So. Actually, hey, you want to grab me one of those meat sticks?
Meat sticks, like.
Yeah, it should be in the big box. No, in that same box though. There should be like the.
It'll look like a beef jerky strip.
These?
Yeah. Thank you.
If I have one.
Sure. Well.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
You're good. If he asks and you say you don't need my permission on that, good. I know you out of respect, but you're good. I went wonder who decided that they were going to make this into a pastime kind of like hobbyist activity to do, you know? I can also open shit like that for you, man.
I'm a professional.
Okay. But like, you ever like sit back and kind of wonder like the guy that was like, I'm gonna take my truck on this?
Well, a lot of these, so Class 6 roads are just roads that are no longer maintained by the town.
Okay.
So this used to be a road. Just getting tired. How cool is that?
Did it help? It just does it as an assist?
Yeah, it's a downhill braking assist.
That's cool.
So you just, it'll do the brakes for you. But, you know, you're in the trash can, by the way.
Ah, I figured.
Let's run first. How about that? See, she's got to learn the clearance of her vehicle, too.
Yeah.
She's not used to it. This is her first time taking that off-road. This is her first real off-road driving experience today, too, so.
That's neat.
I mean, when we went up to my parents for my birthday this year, we went to an off-road park.
Yep.
And we took this out there, but it was pretty much just a big mud hole. And we just kind of drove back and forth through it a few times. And she drove this a couple times in it, but there was no real slow trail technical stuff.
Sure. No need for like all the precision and this and that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a bit of a hard learning curve when I had to start driving the SUV, the van that I had or have, because it's wide, it doesn't turn well, you know, kind of stuff. It took me a while to adjust.
Let's go over the rock. This is irritating. My phone literally just keeps, the screen keeps turning on and off.
Oh, okay.
All right. Uh-oh. Just walking, or looks like he's just walking.
All good? Hey.
Hey guys, thanks for the warning that somebody's just out here.
We're all clear of this pedestrian.
Oh. I didn't even hear anybody say anything about it.
No.
I got a heated seat up here too if your tushy gets cold.
Ooh, fancy.
Should have brought my vape.
Your what?
My vape.
Sorry, man.
That's okay.
I was thinking about that when you invited Grace and I to go like ride along with you. I'm like, dude,
No, I knew fully before I even asked.
that's like you and I like smoke like chimneys. And he's
Well, usually once we stop the first time for a mile break, they become pretty frequent.
yeah,
So,
it's just more or less getting to that point.
yeah.
Gotcha. encounter like any moose out here?
No. Doesn't seem like it, but there's a lot of noise right now, so pretty much any wildlife that there is heard us coming.
I just, is the only animal that I can think of that would potentially cause a problem, because usually it's like you want to back away from them, you know?
Yeah.
And really, they're the only ones that come to mind that actually just seem to, like, care but not care.
Yeah.
Benefits of being an apex predator in the woods.
Make things interesting, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Since I got this freaking Toyota up here, it's slowing me down. Ooh, your old girl gonna need a bath today. Or after today, I should say. So sometimes, like rocks like this, like if I drop down under this, you might hear it. So I'm gonna go over that big one on the right side. Oh no, right over it. Sometimes you'll come onto them and you're like, oh, I got plenty of space, and it's just like this douche from the sliders just slamming onto it.
What's the reasons that they just stop maintaining like Class 6 roads? I mean, is it just because there's more efficient ones that have already been established, or
Probably. I mean, Class 6 road could be like all kinds of different things. I mean, like technically, like any private road would fall under a Class 6.
Okay.
Well, not really, because Class 6 roads are still public. But like, if it's like, say, housing development got put in, and the town doesn't recognize it yet or something like that, I think that might classify it as a Class 6.
Okay.
Because I've seen that a lot where you pull into like a housing development and it's just like a big loop and it says Class 6 road, pass at your own risk. And it's literally just because like the town doesn't maintain it. Usually the co-op of that area does.
Okay.
Damn, look at the flex on that thing. Grab those two things, the
Yeah.
brush and the you just throw them inside of either glove box.
Every time I reach for something with my arm and it hurts, my brain is literally like, shut up, you have a job to do. You don't need to keep telling me that it hurts. I already know. Just do what needs to be done so we can not do it.
Yep.
That's not creepy at all.
What's that?
The weird laughter in the background. Yeah. Yeah, I was playing around with the idea with the Manitou versus like the Angel and their interactions and whatnot. Just more or less because I was trying to have a narrative way in which like it would make sense for an Angel to choose me, especially if he's like trapped there.
Yeah.
Or maybe he sees it as a way for redemption, I don't know. I mean, that would be kind of an interesting thing too. Maybe he has to find somebody who will willingly let him like bond for them like for redemption or something. Or maybe he has to come to a place where he's willing to serve before act on his own. And what better way to do that than to be at the beck and call of a human?
So it'd be like a redemption for him
Yes.
and your guy.
Yes.
I like that.
I kind of do too now that I'm spitballing that.
Like I said, I think it would be cool if like, you know, he draws his power from the vessel, you know, so I think that would make like an interesting character thing too, because then he has to try to like do what he can with the strength that you provide with your faith.
Yep.
You know, and it would also lead to like more interesting, you know, personal character stuff.
Oh yeah.
Having to choose the weaker stuff.
Right.
Knowing that you have access to more powerful
So for
things.
those of you who are fairly new with exploring New Hampshire or with Class 6 roads in general, or just like history, if you're keep a look on both left and right of the Class 6 trails we're running today, you'll notice rock walls almost the entirety of the roads on both sides. These generally mark out every single Class 6 road and are remnants of the farmlands that used to be next to these roads. Depending on how tall the walls are, they're indicative of the type of animals they used to keep in, whether they were sheep or cows. And otherwise, in general, there were property boundaries.
I'm pretty sure they were like put in by
And
prisoners.
they were likely all hand stacked, all hundreds and hundreds of miles of them. Interested, Rob knows a number of exactly how many miles there are cataloged throughout the state of New Hampshire. He'd be a good one to ask later tonight if you're around.
I think I remember my dad telling me that they used to be like prisoners. That was like part of their punishment.
You were saying that somebody last year, it was just a general area?
Yeah, they were talking about how there's an area out here, I think it's probably this one that he was talking about, that they used to bring in like exotic
quick check-in
animals.
as well with the pace. Is everyone okay with the pace we're currently moving at? We're good here.
Yeah, I'm good.
Well, that's why I was asking about bison, because he said that you could hunt animals native to New Hampshire and other things. It's very expensive to get into it, but it's a giant open area for it. And I was like, I didn't think bison were native to New Hampshire.
Yeah, like I said, I think it's probably one of those things that somebody had maybe brought it in. I don't know if bison's more of a
open field,
yeah,
plains, rolling hills type of an animal where they can graze. I mean, I'm sure that there are still grasses and things for them to eat in this area that they would be able to thrive in, but they also, it just doesn't strike me as an animal that you would see in New Hampshire.
So I wonder if they still do that hunting thing over here.
He did say that they still do it when we first got in this area. He said that you can still pay to become a member, but it's very expensive.
Yeah.
I learned the origins of giving somebody the bird.
Yeah.
Yet it was a dispute between the English and the French. So the French were having issues because when England was expanding and trying to take a lot of places, they had a lot of longbowmen. And the problem with the French is they didn't have the training, they didn't have the supplies to be able to actually train up their longbowmen. And so their units just kept getting mowed down by longbowmen. So when the French would capture English prisoners of war, they would cut off these two fingers so they could never use the longbow again.
Interesting.
And so after a certain period of time, as a taunt to the French, they would literally do this to them. And that's the original middle fingers. They put two fingers out to them, mocking them. And then obviously modern day we switched down to just using one, but it originated with your index and middle.
That's like you ever heard the expression "give them the whole 9 yards"?
I've heard it.
The whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
That actually came from I forget what war it was, like World War I or World War II or something like that. But they had like belt-fed machine guns.
Okay.
And when you saw the enemy, they would say, "Give them the whole 9 yards," because
9 yards
the
of belt
was 9 yards long, or something like
As you
that.
move forward here off to the rig, you'll notice a gate. Obviously, that gate is no trespassing, etc. That gate heads into the hunting grounds, the back entrance.
does look pretty new.
It looks nice for what it is.
There was
Yeah.
something like the six or seven guys who co-own it all put in a couple mil each or something crazy like that.
I wish I had like a couple $1 million just to put a fence somewhere.
I know, right? To keep in the animals that cost so much to, you know, go and then hunt. It's a wild idea in general.
Nice.
Say one of the co-owners is like a defense contractor guy or something like that.
Interesting. So I will. I'm gonna have to double major, but it's going to. It's gonna be a lot of work for me. However, I will say though, the college I'm going to is actually gonna give me a full scholarship for a cybersecurity job. Yeah. They're gonna pay my entire way for me to get a cybersecurity job.
That's nice.
Yeah. Apparently, there's a lot of money in that. It's really needed.
I know there was a girl in my unit that was she was working for BAE. They started her off at like $60 an hour.
Yeah.
Like, and literally her job was like just sitting at a desk.
Yeah.
She didn't do anything.
Just a slight heads up, it's getting a little soft and rutted up ahead. So just to take that easily, and generally try to stay moving through it. Sometimes it's better to stay in the ruts as a helpful tip.
Some more surface area.
Yeah. Who's you?
All pro without being greasy.
Well, I would imagine what the ruts already have some of the stuff packed down.
Well, so what it is like if you're trying to stay on top of it, you're only making contact at the bottom of the tire. Whereas if you go into the rut, you're actually touching the sides as well of the rut, so like your tires get more traction.
Also, a good rule of thumb: let the person in front of you completely clear the obstacle. In this case, the rutted muck before you attempt, in case you need to go help them. You're not stuck as well.
Making sure I'm not pushing. Okay, we're in a Nissan. We ain't getting stuck today. Toyota up there on the other hand. Alright, this is a little dramatic. Slow that down. Slow your roll.
Camera's off again.
No, so it's as long as there's a green light in the right corner.
Oh, okay, because I can't see where the green light was.
As long as that's flashing, it's still recording.
Okay.
If it turns solid, it means it stops.
Alright, so as you're coming out of the water, you're going to start to come down the trail a little bit. There will be a rock ledge that drops off quite significantly. White Colorado, it's right in front of you. So do kind of take that nice and slow. If you want a spot over it, let me know. Or if you want to stop, take a look at it. You'll know when you go over it.
Yep. We are the
That's
back.
it, right there.
Is the tail gunner.
So for anyone who wants to maybe go around it a little bit, to the left or the right of that rock formation.
So another pro tip is don't put your thumbs in the steering wheel. Because I don't know if you've noticed or not, but when you hit a bump,
The steering wheel whips and goes, yeah, you don't want to break your thumbs.
yeah, and sometimes if you hit something, it'll stop one of the wheels and it'll pull it out. And it'll spin this thing around like 3 times super quick. I'm gonna go around. Because I want some angle. Let's get some lean. See if we can get
keep thinking about the whole hunting grounds and exotic things, I can't help but wonder how many times they've discreetly put people in there.
Oh, over here?
Yep. People with that much money.
Oh, yeah.
Looks like that left line was pretty good, yeah? We took the right line. It was okay.
So, which side was the easier side to get through?
We scraped a little on the sliders as we dropped the front wheels over along the right side.
Okay.
Last transmission coming in. Yeah, we just scraped a bit when we took the right line as our front tires dropped over the obstacle. Gotcha. Not too bad? Not bad at all. I just went right through the middle. Pretty good.
Oh.
Megan, you're good. That was just the your towing thing on the back and your sliders that hit, so.
I also hit something in the middle, too.
We call that the old belly tickle. That's all that is. No big deal.
Drop offs 3, 2, 1, right there. Yep.
Please.
Drop off is 3, 2, 1, right there.
Pretend I didn't hear
Good.
that. Oh, I'm kidding. That little guy, I wouldn't worry about that little guy.
I just want to point out that the my Xterra didn't even touch that when I dropped off, so that's a point for the Nissan.
I hit.
Oh. Alright, I touched the middle on the second one.
Point loss.
It's probably those rear control arm mounts. Those things are so low. Yeah, and I just painted them too.
Well, the FJ's got a brand new set of sliders just painted and put on last night at like 8 o'clock at night.
Fresh paint to scrape off. I'm so excited.
That's good. We got some leftover paint for touch-ups if we need it.
That water that we're crossing here is it's not deep, but it's also not shallow. Fairly hard bottom, but go ahead and move through it pretty quickly. We're all past these rock ledges. Silver X there, you lost your plate in the puddle. We'll hold up so you can retrieve the plate.
I seem to have forgotten my fishing rod at home, so...
We'll have to improvise. I'm holding here for you.
How do you lose your plate? And whoop. Pump up.
Thanks. Nice recovery. First recovery of the day, in fact. Well done, folks. Nice eye on that. I'm behind him. I didn't even see it. Yeah, that was a quick reaction time. Thanks. For sure. I've got most of the way through a run before and realized I had lost my front plate in the same fashion. But the guy taking the video didn't notice during taking the video because he's looking through the phone. And we noticed after the fact, after he processed the video and posted it to the forum, hey look, the Hummer lost its front plate. And I was like, that's where I lost it. Turns out I couldn't find it, but it is kind of hard to see.
Yeah, I lost the plate of my KLR on a trail once. That was fun. I didn't realize it until like 2 weeks later.
I swear I had a plate on there.
Well, I continued riding around like that, and I figured, I still had the corners of the plate because it had actually broken off from the metal fatigue. So I figured if I got pulled over, I'd be like, oh, I didn't know, it must have broken off. Look, you can still see the, the corners. Ooh, that looks fun.
That's a wild failure. Nice.
That's a wild failure.
Oh, yeah.
Going for a mud
Hey,
bath.
Gray, check this out. Look at this hole that I'm going through. Cutting a hole in my fender for the snorkel, I just justified that. Or at least that's what I'm going to tell myself.
We are all through the water. We're not shallow.
Oh, I thought I was going to hit. I'm going to hit this one.
I say they were kind of jagged.
You gotta pick and choose what you want to hit.
Yeah, I'm definitely putting a lift on this thing, James.
And some tires and definitely some skids.
Icon makes a really nice lift for that truck.
I think she's just jealous because my Xterra is taller.
It's not about height, it's how you use it.
No comment.
Fair, that's fair.
I just remember playing the Deadpool game and he's like, yeah, I don't measure by length, I measure by weight.
Well, if we measure by weight, she definitely wins.
Uh-huh.
Because I think that's like 500 or 600 pounds heavier than this.
Gotcha.
But at least, with them both in their stock configuration. This is good. This is a chatty group today. I like it. Last year, the second day that we had done it, it was like nobody wanted to talk. I mean, which is understandable because it was like the third day of this.
Yeah,
So everybody was just exhausted.
Yeah.
Like the only time that anybody would say anything on the radio was like, "Can we take a bathroom break?" And it's like, "Yep, we'll stop up here." I can't wait for YouTube's algorithm to pick that up and be like, copyright strike.
Yeah, right. I was watching Lego Masters last night before you called, and they had an episode where Chris Pratt showed up because it was to help promote Jurassic World Dominion.
Yep.
And this
Right, Jurassic Park?
yeah, the show. And so this woman turns around and then she just sees this tray and she drops all of it on the ground and she it looks like she's gonna pass out. And she's like, "You're Chris Pratt. Hi, how are you? Nice to meet you."
All right, so we got a little climbing to do.
She saw somebody that she really liked
That's Pat,
and got very excited.
the actor of Mario and the Star-Lord.
He is Star-Lord.
And the
And-
actor of Mario.
And Owen from Jurassic World.
This thing straight.
And it was in Parks and Rec.
Also, Dad. Also, Chris Pratt's the exact same actor who acts
If
like
anyone needs
Mario
to
in
spot
the
through that
movie.
rocky section.
Yes.
So Chris Pratt like does lots of movies. Lots. Okay, I just have to find a white horse in the Wild West.
I think I want to go to the left here. This bridge is pretty small.
So sometimes what happens to, like, the reason why I didn't hit my sliders in that first one is because I slowly drop. Because what'll happen is when you drop down, the suspension compresses and you lose ground clearance when you come down, so it'll drop down.
Okay, hold back 1 sec. Let me just run ahead and check this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you were a lot quicker and more aggressive on the second round.
Yeah, well, I didn't think it was going to be that bad of a drop.
Ah.
All through the rocky section.
You good?
1-7. It definitely hit some stuff.
Cool.
Me, like in the front, I hit some stuff. I don't know.
I'm gonna come back and make sure you guys fit, but yeah, give me 1 second
Just
to come back.
check your, just keep an eye on your gauges and stuff.
Handheld on 17.
There's nobody else on that?
Channel mode. 1-7.
Radio check.
No way, I found the white horse.
What does she mean by 1-7?
Channel 17.
No, I meant like when she walked over. So she-
Come
More
on.
than fine.
Say again. Yeah, I don't think this is going to work very well because I'm picking up the static on my other radio.
Bridge is no problem. Stay in the middle of it.
Yeah, this isn't going to work.
Silver X-Star is over the bridge.
It's interfering because they're so fucking close together. What bridge?
So what does she think she hit?
I don't know. She said she had something in the front. It's probably nothing important. Oh, that bridge. Okay. It's an excellent place to hang out.
with it. Or I guess I should have said you're above it.
Alright, you want to keep an eye on that side?
Yes. Got plenty of room on this side. You can move over. Still got room.
I think I'm pretty centered on it now.
Yeah, you got room for days.
Oh, it's a little bit of a drop at the end of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I remember that. That's where I dumped my KLR.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I bent my shift lever because I remember this hill.
Oh.
'Cause I waited down here for everybody else to get up because I was way at the back, and then I went to go take off, and I was sitting on the bridge, and it was raining like this, and I hit the gas in the ass and just kicked out, and it dropped the bike onto and it slid down across the bridge. Yeah, that was fun.
Clear of the bridge. Take it in. There's a bit of a climb coming up ahead of y'all. One needs a spot, let me know.
I love having a diff lock. It's perfect for stuff like this because you can just lock the back, and it like makes both wheels get traction.
That's cool.
Or lock together. So you just can creep right up stuff like this. I want to put a front locker in, but they're like $2,000.
Oh.
Yeah. And then you have to put an air compressor in because it's an air locker. So you get a switch and it pumps air into it and it like locks them together.
Sounds almost kind of like the hydraulic brakes that we used to use a little bit when we were at Garda.
Yeah. Well, it's basically just like a mechanical, like just it's inside of the differential, and then it just holds everything together.
Gotcha.
But like stuff like this, like sometimes you'll like slide trying to get out, especially when it's wet like this.
Right, because rocks are not like that.
Well, that was just the front sliding over the rock.
Rock is not forgiving when wet.
No. That's like I said, the issue that I was having when I came out here on the bike was this type of stuff. Because, I mean, with all the wet leaves and everything, there was like literally no traction. And being on two wheels, it was just miserable.
Yeah.
Like, I still had fun, you know what I mean? But like, it was just so hard and exhausting.
Yeah. I mean, do they make specialty tires and stuff for people who are masochists and decide they want to ride in the winter?
Yeah, I mean, these tires that I have are
I meant for motorcycles.
oh yeah, actually the ones that I had were mud and snow rated.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's go for this little stone to climb, you know.
Yeah.
Whoop, there she is.
So,
See, and that right there, that like weird sort of grinding sound, that was the so these have like a cool system in there where it basically like if you're in 4-low or whatever and it like detects that one of the wheels is losing traction, it will like apply the brake to that wheel
Okay.
to force power to the other wheel.
Interesting.
So like it's not quite the same as a diff lock, but it works really good.
Okay. Well, that's a kind of gnarly little hill.
Yeah. If we get a good spot, I could totally use a quick bio brake.
Yeah, sounds Good. Well, we can stop now if you'd like, as long as everyone has space to get to the top of the rock climb. Here's a good time to do that. Let's let folks get to the top of that hill. We're all at the top of the hill. I'm good whenever you are. We're currently on a hill. We might want to get to the top of this little hill here where it flattens out. If that's convenient, otherwise, feel free to stop now and we'll stop with you.
Yeah, it's not like emergency situation. I got a few minutes.
Received.
What do you say? Oh, received.
Levels off up here. I'll go ahead and stop.
Roger that. I also want to have half a foot.
Half of one?
Yeah. Well, it's an American Spirit, so if I had a whole one, we'd be out here for like 3 days. This is also really cool because, first of all, this is an automatic, and this is like the coolest thing, right? It didn't roll back because it's got like that hill assist thing in it, which blows my mind because I'd never in a million years thought that I would ever see an automatic that had a hill assist. But it's come in pretty clutch a few times. Well, I know Grayson's having fun. Are you?
Yeah, I'm loving it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Stop just up ahead here. You guys all file in behind me. And be a good spot for bathroom break. It's also a great opportunity if you're out of your vehicle and walking around to keep an eye out on the side of the road for trash. Bring it up to the front vehicle, put it in the trash roof. Also a good idea to keep an eye on greenery on the sides of the road. These are little microorganisms, biomes on the sides of these trails here. So do watch where you're stepping, not to step on anything sensitive.
I'm more concerned about stepping on something slippery today.
I'm more concerned about the leaves of 3.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me.
You're not allergic to them?
No.
Lucky you.
I still don't even know what the hell fucking poison ivy looks like.
Leaves of 3, let it be.
Yeah, I know, but like wild strawberry also looks like poison ivy.
Hence why leaves of 3, leave it be. You're not supposed to eat wild strawberries until a certain point.
Well,
they're also poisonous.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff that looks like, even like little maple saplings.
Yeah.
Look pretty close. When I was doing veg control at Mainly Grass, I literally like pretty much anything that was like leaves of 3 or like it looked like it might be maybe possibly misidentified as poison ivy, I'd spray it. So you have like all the little red like kind of wilted looking things, I'd spray those. So even though like I knew that it probably wasn't that,
That's funny because much like you're like, yeah, wild strawberries and other stuff, they also have the same leaf structure and they look very similar. And my mind is, I don't care. The saying goes, leaves of 3, leave it be. I don't care what it is. It got 3 leaves. I ain't touching it. I don't care if it's literally cured of cancer. I ain't touching it.
Yeah,
Somebody else can.
The only reason why I even know that I'm not allergic to it is because when I was in basic, my battle buddy Cortez, we had gotten out for our FTX3. And we were doing security, kind of laying out in the woods, making sure nobody, bothered us or anything like that, because that's what you do, even if you're in training. And we woke up the next morning, and he was, like, covered
head to toe.
And I'm like, what the hell's wrong with you? He's like, dude, I got poison ivy. I'm like, what are you talking about? From where? And he's like, dude, we literally slept in it last night. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, all of that's poison ivy. And I'm like, dude, no way. And I never got it. Same thing happened with foot when we went out.
Ah.
when we stop and all get out, it starts raining.
Oh, wait.
Alrighty.
The hill.
Where's my cigarettes?
I don't know, boss.
Okay. You have to go to the bathroom, Gray? You sure?
Would you let me know?
I can't imagine that riding in the winter has got to be fun.
Oh, doing this?
No,
Or on a motorcycle.
Not like on trails like this, but like just your average, like if you had to commute to work for a long period. I can't imagine that'd be a whole lot of fun. Isn't it, what, 20, 30 degrees colder on bike? Depends on how
on the
fast you're
weather.
going. Huh?
Well, it depends on the temperature and your speed and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
We are all moving.
Yeah, usually if there's like a time where, like, say, like there's a fence like right up against the side over here, you can't get into the woods. What they'll do is they'll have the women go first.
Yep.
On our side, and then we go.
Gotcha.
Just once it's confirmed that everybody's back.
Right. Try to have some respect for privacy.
Yeah.
Seems like overall it's a really nice community when it comes to this kind of stuff, though.
Yeah.
Seems like everyone's relatively pretty chill.
Well, the issue is that, like, you know, you get people that they come out here and they don't care, and then they just destroy trails. They throw trash everywhere. So, like last year, we had gone and we did like a trail cleanup where it was like, I think like 10 or 15 of us. We had come out. We just basically filled our trucks with trash. And literally, it was like within like a 1 mile area, we had made like 14. I don't know. We had a lot of trips back and forth to the dump. I think it was like 7 trips, I think, something like that.
Jesus.
Of like, you know, 14 or 15 trucks full of trash. And then we had another guy come out with a trailer, and we like just were stacking tires on it that we had found. And then there was a pond that we had gotten to, and we got as many tires as we could. But there was like literally, like, just from standing there, right there, looking into the pond, we counted like 30 something tires that were too far in to be able to get.
That's insane.
Yeah, and there was like a bathtub way out on the other side of it that we saw. It was ridiculous. But, like, you know, so basically what happens is if they get too bad, you know, because you can own a Class 6 road. You can't lock a gate on it. You can put a gate on it, but you can't lock it legally. Doesn't stop people from doing it, but basically the point is that it is a road that runs through somebody's property, and somebody technically does own the road. So what happens is if they complain enough and the town comes out and looks at it and goes, yeah, no, this is a dump, the town will shut it down.
Okay.
So the issue is you get all these people that go out and trash these trails, and then they get shut down.
I do not know where to go here. Stand by. I will come back and give you a spot.
Uh-oh. So, you know, having a community like this that likes to come out here and actually respects, you know, and appreciates the fact that we still have access to be able to do these types of things,
right,
is pretty good. I wish I could put the camera like back here somewhere so you can get like an actual like POV view.
All of a sudden there's going to be, you know, some kind of something or rather going on in the background, whether the angel and my Manitou are fighting or something's going on.
I don't know how far this freaking line is.
Looks rock too.
Yep.
Nice. Yep, we got it.
I think right, and then cut across. Say, am I hung up on anything, or do I just need to bump it up?
I don't know. Back. It might be your axle too, but you're really close. Go ahead and give it a little bump. I think you're all just kind of bound up. Go ahead.
Nope.
A little more. Back a little more. Yeah, right there. Get into it. No, not a lot. Just a little bit. Okay. I think you did slide off that rock though.
I
so
did.
If you want to come back, turn. I don't want you to do this. I need to get your ass in that way. Let's turn all the way passenger back up.
She's laughing.
Yep. Keep coming. More. Stop. That turn all the way driver. That's more.
I'll back up more.
Driver. Yep. More. Yep. More. Good. Straighten out. Passenger. Okay, go forward. And then passenger. More passenger. Right there.
Ugh.
You're right in the crotch of that rock and the other rock. Got anything right there? Go ahead and give it a bump. Forward. Yep. I guess right there. You got it. Give it to him right there. Forward.
Nope. I think this is a shock mount. Come on, baby. There she is. Well, I'm trying to make space. All right,
Now we can finish up.
finish this butt. If I can find it in here.
I feel like if I go to try to eat my food, you're gonna have noodles flying everywhere. You know, like you said, fill it in, but just do it with gravel and everything else, and just work really hard to pack that down as tight as you can.
You know, I wish this thing had like an uphill. It's like you push the button, it would just like crawl like a mile an hour.
I mean, eventually they'll
We'll roll.
have vehicles that will do that.
Well, some of them do. I mean, like some of the newer, like, you know, the
Thank you, sir.
Tacoma TRD off-road with like the front and rear, like all the cool fixins for four-wheeling.
Looks like we're stopping.
Oh yeah, just for a couple
I think
moments.
now somebody had to stop and adjust something, so now that we're all caught up, we're just gonna keep going.
They like to stay as a group. It's safer that way, so we can all help each other if there's a emergency.
30 seconds.
So I was talking to Josie, and she got herself a really solid career and everything going for her, but one of these days coming up, hopefully pretty quick, she's like, hey, you want to go hiking? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. She's like, oh, I got paid time off, I just got back from New York, and work sent me, so.
Where does she live now?
I don't know where she lives, actually. I didn't really ask her on it, because she was...
She like still in New Hampshire, or like?
No, she's in New Hampshire, but she works, like I said, for a graphic design company.
Yeah. Probably do a lot of work from home today.
She works 4 days from home. She apparently makes a pretty substantial amount of money doing it too.
Yeah, probably doesn't have to have like really hardly any, gas expenditures and.
Yeah. And all she has is her boyfriend, so it's not like there's any kids or anything she has to spend anything on.
Yeah.
She's in that golden age and golden opportunity point where she just makes more money than she knows what to do with, but she's not a ruthless spender.
Yeah. I wonder what that's like. Having money and now being a ruthless spender, because I am definitely a ruthless spender. You guys spent like $400 on a snorkel I don't even actually need. I'm sure there will come a day where, I go through something and it's deeper than I was expecting, and then sure, there we go, now it just paid for itself.
Well, it's part of the hobby though. Like, it's, you work, you pay your bills, you have extra money left over. It's part of your hobby, Like, I don't even buy real Magic cards anymore. I just buy fake ones because they're cheap. But like, even then, it's not a hobby I want to keep going forever.
It's hard to buy fake 4-wheeling parts.
Well, no, I'm just referring to the fact that it's a hobby.
Yeah, I put a snorkel on there, so it's it's not actually connected, but it still works.
Yeah.
Because those are the rules that we're following.
It just suctions to the side, no cutting the fender or anything.
I guess a lot of people do actually do that. Like, they just want it to look like that. So so when you buy this, or with this one, I had to like put studs in to the snorkel itself, and then drill holes for the studs to go through.
Yep.
And some people, they buy a snorkel not realizing that you have to cut a hole in the fender, which, like, what did you think was going to happen? Do you think it just magically teleports the air from there through the steel fender into your airbox? So then they just, like, put, like, the Velcro, that double-sided stuff on there, and they stick it onto the side to make it look like it's there.
That's funny.
Yeah. Which I think is kind of stupid, but... It's like, is it really that important to look the part?
That's
you don't actually do it.
That's the imposter syndrome portion. That's why I made the joke about it. It's like, he's no longer on imposter syndrome. He's actually committed.
Well, the funny thing is like, just looking at this before I put the snorkel on, you would never know that I did this shit. Like, even though I put 2-inch lift and 33-inch tires on it, because I put the tires on, it filled out that extra space that I gained.
Yep.
So now it just looks stock.
Yeah, it just looks like you bought it off the lot. That's what is expected for this brand.
Yeah, it's not until you park it next to a stock one that you would see it. But now I have the snorkel, so it kind of like, sort of sticks out a little bit.
Well, I would actually because if you never told me about the fact that you added the snorkel and everything, you just showed up at my house, right? And you bought a new vehicle, my brain would rationally go to, it's like an adventure model. You know what I mean? Yeah. Even with the snorkel attached, like all of it, I would just, my brain just would fill in the gaps of lack of knowledge with, must be like off-roading adventure model. Looks like that's cool. They're selling those now.
I mean, some vehicles, like I think like like Land Rover Discoveries or whatever, like you can get a snorkel put in from the factory. Like, so there are, and I think Jeep does it with some of their stuff.
So then the fender would actually be more catered to.
Like usually those vehicles, like I think Jeeps, they actually have like a little quarter piece over here, and it literally just unbolts. You take that out, and then the snorkel literally fills in that hole.
Fits it in, yeah.
So I mean, you still have to like modify some things, but it's built to be put in like that.
Right.
So there's like a spot for it to go without having to cut a hole in the fender.
Jeeps, in my, I don't have a lot of experience or knowledge about it, but just my impression about a Jeep, when I think the word Jeep, is that it's just modifiable and customizable.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about this morning. Is like the aftermarket support for Jeep is just insane.
It's just like you look at Jeeps all the time, and some have doors on, some have doors off, some are lifted up higher. Some of them have insert something else here. It just, Jeeps to me just scream a blank canvas of a vehicle, and it's up to you to decide what your Jeep is going to be.
That's like, I mean, there's things on this that like I want to do but I can't do it because it's either so cost prohibitive because it's usually parts for like this are like they're a made to order thing, so you end up having to put an order in and then wait for like 3 or 4 months for the place to make it. Like my bumpers, unless I go like for ARB.
All right, we're going to be approaching an intersection. We'll be taking a left.
Unless I go for like the
I'm happy
ARB
to see that
bumper.
card table is still here on the left.
Card table. Oh boy.
Yeah, it's been here for a couple of years if I remember correctly.
So you'd have to custom order it. They'd have
Or
to
I'd have to make it myself, and jerry rig something together for a lot of the things that I wanted to do. Whereas with the Jeep, somebody out there, there's like 8 different companies at least that are out there making it.
Sure.
Of varying different quality levels, and so.
So are most fenders usually plastic unless you buy one that's metal?
No, most of them are metal. Most of your body panels are metal, unless it's a Saturn, which those are mostly plastic. But.
There's the card table we talked about.
Yep. Steal it.
It's cute. It's quaint.
Okay. Use it for D&D.
Right? See, what's funny about this situation is because we're off-roading, I understand that's an intersection, but to me, I see 3 different possibilities you could go through.
Yeah.
That way, forward, left.
See, it's an intersection. We're going left. I thought it was like we're turning onto a road.
That's what I thought too. A snowmobile trail.
We have all made the left. Thank you, sir.
Snowmobiles sound like so much fun though.
Yep.
I don't want to own one, but I would love to rent one for like an afternoon,
So I can't see spending that kind of money on something that you're only going to use for like 2 or 3 months a year.
That's my point. Like, like jet skiing, right?
Really big deep ruts up ahead.
Yes.
Like, I love jet skiing. Jet skiing is so much fun, but I would never want to buy one of my own. Snowboard. Just go rent a snowboard.
Yeah, Dad, I remember told me that you guys can snowboard, like,
Yeah, we used to go quite a
You may
lot.
not want to go through the ruts. We might want you to go to span them. I think some of you should be able to fit. That was pretty deep.
Yeah, Pepe skis.
Also, fun fact, this is a legal Class 6 road underneath power lines. Not very often do you see that.
Yeah, usually power lines are owned and maintained by power companies.
Oh, power companies.
Yeah. And they're usually private property. Almost all of them are.
Alright, so I'm past.
Let's see the battery light come out. I'm still in the green. Heck yeah, spoiler.
You get like, it'd be cool. I mean, it seems like a lot more like utility.
Yeah. I know you actually get healing, which is nice.
Now I can actually like start in the middle of combat, actually just, like if you have a wound or you have anything, I can actually just burn my turn and just be like, you.
Yeah, we also don't have a healer in the group at all, so. Well, I mean, an after the fact healer, yes. In the middle of, the
yeah, I'm a pretty competent after healing doctor.
Yeah. Yeah, that sucked, man. I can't believe I got hung up on that.
It happens though. I mean, look at it.
Moving here at the back.
I think it was literally just, like he said it, because I was set up on it and I felt the ass end kick over. And so it is because I slid a little bit.
Well, not only that, too, but you're also trying to go
Fun to
on a
keep an
rock
eye
that's
out
moving,
for.
too.
Yeah.
Often off of these trails, we'll see remnants of cellar holes and or wells out in the woods, just kind of in the middle of the woods.
But I mapped out the rest of my stuff, and none of my core attributes are going above a D8 unless we go above tier 4 legendary.
As you proceed forward up to where I am here, up to the right, you'll see some very large flat rocks stacked up into the woods. Looks like they were built to be somewhat of a pen right off to the right.
Interesting. But the rest of my stuff is either extra power points, getting my faith up, and I think it's extra powers, extra power points, and bumping up faith.
Yeah.
And bumping the last of the skills that I always use up to D8s. So then...
Very interesting to the right here. We're about to cross a river. And to the right, the chain fence is actually acting as a filter for all the water coming through, and it's kind of blocking it up. It's very interesting.
That's neat.
Boy, I wish you could see if there's a big rock or something right in front of my truck.
Right
There
now?
probably isn't, but no, it's because like when you go up hill, you can't see.
Yeah, I was gonna... Let me know, I can always pop my head out.
Alright, I think we can shut the diff lock off now. That was a little embarrassing getting stuck on that thing, you know?
It happens, man.
I mean, I wasn't stuck. It was just a little hung up is all. But no, because she made it up no problem.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I get the lift and the tires, and I even have a snorkel. You know, that should make me like immediately 50% better off road.
Came down pretty hard a couple times too.
Yeah.
Kabang! It's like, oh, I can feel that in my colon.
Oh, you said we were crossing a river.
That's a stream. That's like barely a stream. Well, like
From that side?
Can you?
No, I meant like on the other side of the fence.
Oh, that'd be cool. It's interesting that, yeah, like he was saying, there's a bit of a dam kind of situation going on. That's neat.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what's cool? You know, because we have a kid in the car, and you know,
We are all over the creek.
not you know, sailing here. You can actually watch this video. She must be so like just nerve-wracked right now. Yeah. Well, it's her first time off-road. She doesn't have any of the underbody protection like I do. There we go. That was the fucking the A-Trax kicking in. Sometimes you just gotta let her eat, you know? Done with the game for now?
Yeah.
Well, hey, welcome to the party. It's nice of you to join us. It looks like a deep hole right there on the left. So
Yeah.
we're just gonna go up over this rock.
Just enjoying some great outdoors, bud.
From the comfort of the inside.
Going 2 miles an hour.
Creeping and crawling.
Oh, they do call it a fall crawl.
Yep.
Bitch, chill out. Thank you.
Dude, this fence line is still going
Yeah,
for that hunting ground. That is
it's a
insane.
huge area. I mean, we also really probably only made it like 2 or 3 miles at most. You know, so this is very, you know. Well, this is what it would be like. I feel like if you could go back in time
Yeah.
before cars were invented.
And you're on horse and
Stop, make a quick adjustment, and we gotta wait for some folks to catch up.
yeah, if you were on horse and you're using
Sounds good. Thank you.
whatever you had at the time. Yeah.
Like back when we first settled, if you were to like come back in time and then bring a car with you, like it would honestly probably be more effective to just walk.
Yeah.
Not that I'd still prefer this because I can just sit here and do nothing.
Modern conveniences.
I mean, yep. Something like that.
I wonder how long it would take if you were to go through and by hand move all of these little rocks off to like each side.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if they were gonna pave this, they would just come in here with like heavy machinery and just dig it all out.
Yep.
And then put some fresh stuff on top and then pave it. Or they just leave it there and then they just pave on top of it, you know? I mean,
Well, I don't
Like-
know if
like
actually,
fill
I know if actually like paving it would be the right idea because of how steep some of these things are. When you start getting snow and ice, you're not going to have the grip to be able to get up to the top of it.
well,
I would imagine it'd probably be better to throw more rock down on her, interestingly enough.
Silver Xterra just made it through. We're good. Sweet. But the trail there is mostly clay, so it holds pretty nicely.
It's pretty deep to the left, but fun.
so stay left. Got it. Oh.
Recommend left if you want an adventure.
Can confirm.
I didn't realize we were on a choose-your-old adventure.
Everything in life is choose your own adventure. Welcome.
Whoa! Whoa! We're like,
Almost sideways, yeah.
we're almost 90 degrees that way. We're probably 60 or
Totally positive. You should make calendars.
73.
Mitch, I'm going to choose my own adventure. I'm about to make some poor decisions. Proud of you.
Oh, he's going all the way left.
Yeah, buddy.
You better get that on the video.
runner gets to do all the fun things. We are all clear of the mud. Well done, Dr. Dan.
That was fun to watch. I'm glad there's a Bronco out here.
Dude, that Bronco is incredible. We did some things 2 weekends ago at the pilgrimage with that we probably shouldn't have, but boy, it showed us all up. It was great.
Well, if I had the credit for it, I would have had one of those instead of the Xterra.
Yeah, I hear ya.
Oh.
Also, I heard an idea of a calendar. I like this. This is a good idea.
Just a bunch of middle-aged men.
Yeah, pictures of trucks on Class 6 roads with inspirational sayings like "Choose your own adventure" and someone going on the hard line.
Would I be on the hood or in the driver's seat?
On the hood, definitely.
Sick, I'm in.
Paint me like one of your French girls, Jack.
Best use of Titanic ever.
I mean, we can start now. Photo shoots. Let's go.
So, when are we stopping to do this?
Yep. I'm good.
Hey, Mitch, we're starting to get a bit stretched.
Thank you for the heads up. We will slow down up front.
Wait, you want me to go into the ditch?
No, I do not want to go in the ditch. I mean, besides going through a bump, but that's the only reason why.
You know, for all the times that I keep knocking my head here, I'm hoping I'm going to gain a few IQ points by the end.
I don't know if that's how it works.
I like to think that it does. Hit your head hard enough, you just become a savant. You're just really bad at everything else.
Well, I don't know. I don't think that's the case because when I hydroplaned my RAV, I like slammed my head into the driver's side window
There are very...
like several times between that and the lack of a headrest.
Yeah. You know, there are very, very rare instances, less than 1%, where people
Good now, Mitch.
take a head impact and they'll pick up something that they didn't have before, like photographic memory is an example, when their brain has to redo itself. I always thought that'd be the coolest thing.
That'd be nice. It'd be cool if I could slam my head into something and get like telekinesis. What are you doing?
Looking backwards?
You watching the Bronco?
I mean, that's a pretty good idea. I mean, Bronco's pretty cool. I like this one though.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't ridden in a Bronco, but this is comfortable.
Well, see, the cool thing with this is, you know how like I have like that kick up in the back? It actually, the passenger seat or the back seats are higher than the driver's seats.
Right, for motion sickness for
So
the rear.
it's good, you know.
He doesn't.
Having kids back here.
I say he doesn't get motion sickness.
Well, I just meant because he has a better view out the window.
Mm.
If you know, he actually wanted to look out the window.
Get motion sickness?
No, you don't. You're completely fine looking down and playing a video game an entire trip and nothing will happen to you. I do that and I'm puking. That's why I always have to be up front. I can't ever be in the back of the van. I get so sick. I'm glad I got that McDonald's though.
But did you not eat breakfast?
No.
Did he eat breakfast?
He did. He had cereal, and then I gave him a couple pieces of bacon as well. He had an apple, then he had, and he's got like 4 sandwiches back there, and fruit cups and stuff, which fruit cup will have him wait until they actually stop for more than 12 seconds.
We'll probably be stopping shortly. It's usually between noon and 1 is when they stop, and it's 4 the hour.
Okay.
So we'll pop the back hatch and get a nice little spot to hang out of the rain.
Yep.
Which we can do because this opens up and not out like hers does. was pretty quick.
You ever hear anything about the self-inflating tires?
No? Yeah, maybe.
Kind of like the ones where you'll drive over something you shouldn't, and then they'll like flood the tire with some kind of like a gel or something like that.
James Bond type stuff.
Well, it's not like you get a full flat, you have to replace it. But if you like go over a nail or whatever, it'll like fill.
Yeah.
That
I know
spot.
the Army has like the Humvees that we had. They had run flats. So, not entirely sure how that worked. I think it was probably just like a solid inner tube or something inside of it.
Gotcha.
That like if you did get a flat, like you still had to replace the tire, but like you could continue driving without destroying the rim.
Okay.
Because it was like it was basically like having
Like a donut?
like a donut inside of your tire.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
It's gonna be mad heavy.
Oh yeah, well I mean it's a military vehicle. They don't care about fuel economy. I was watching this video of Trump, and he was doing because obviously he's running again. And it was the funniest thing. He's like, they're trying to make electric tanks now. They're trying to make the U.S. Army have electric tanks. And he's like, how much sense does that make? We're going to come over there, we're going to blow the hell out of your country, but we're going to be environmentally conscious while we do it.
Unless you're trying to charge up power to have an alternate firing mode on that cannon of some kind of like blast of something cool, there's no reason for that to be electric.
Well, no, but I mean, and then he was like, and then they're trying to talk about making some of the whatever fighter, F-22s or whatever fighter jets that we're using now. They're trying to come up with a more environmentally conscious fuel source or fuel for them. And he's like, we're going to fly into your country, we're going to carpet bomb you, kill thousands of people, but we're going to have a slightly smaller carbon footprint while we do it. He's like, it's the Army. You don't have to be environmentally conscious. That's not the point. The point is to just show up and decimate your enemy. Which, I mean, he's right. I mean, like, seriously.
It just feels like you could take that budget that you're investing all that and invest it into something that would be far more useful. Like maybe finding ways to get better body armor for a cheaper rate using like research to get, new materials. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like the Dragon Scale armor is obviously too expensive, but it's the premium armor you can get. But yeah.
Well, that had issues too. What was happening was like I guess the plates were rubbed together and they would wear themselves thin over the course of a couple years or whatever.
Oh.
And the problem is that like it was just the coating. Like if they had fixed the coating, and like you can still buy the stuff. Like they make it so it actually works now.
Okay.
But that's why it never got adopted into the military, was because the durability and the longevity of it just wasn't there yet.
Gotcha. I keep thinking like, more efficient ways to do what we already do, Why do we need to make an electric tank?
Yeah.
Like, can't we just
plenty of efficient ways to kill people. Like with chemicals. Mustard gas and stuff.
All the stuff that's completely banned. Yeah.
Doesn't stop people from using it though.
True. We also kind of wonder about the logistics of people going to war but still following rules within a war. And the whole purpose of a war is to dominate and win.
Oh, yeah, seriously.
That's a very strange idea.
So I watched this video and it was like one of the Modern Warfare games came out, and they were talking about how, you as a U.S. operative in the game were committing so many violations against the Geneva Convention, but the fact that because by the end of it, like, you win, your country won the war, so you decide what rules you actually broke if you win. So it's like one of those things where it's like you just have to kind of play by the rules just in case you lose, because if you win, it doesn't matter because you can say, yeah, no, they were all justified. But if you lose, then the person who won goes, oh, well, you committed, you used
XYZ.
a tri-blade, bayonet, and that's against the Geneva Convention. But then they're like, you literally, like, just leveled one of our cities where there was no military presence whatsoever.
Yeah.
But then they can be like, oh, well, that was justified because, we thought there was, like, one guy that was in there that might be, like, working with you guys. But it's, I guess, to the victor go the spoils.
Well, I was going to say the victor writes history.
But it's, like, written into the Geneva Convention that, like, whoever wins the conflict or war or whatever gets to decide who violated what. So they could literally just say, we did nothing wrong. But you did everything wrong.
It's a very interesting standpoint for the convention.
I'm sure there's probably a reason behind it, but
one thing comes to mind is that if a leader is responsible for making all these atrocities and terrible decisions and whatnot, but they win a war, and then the Geneva comes in and says, hey, you won the war, you're the leader and the person supposed to run this new anarchy structure, but committed all these atrocities, goodbye. Then who's going to run? Who's going to run? That's one thing that comes to mind. Who's going to lead?
Well, I think the Geneva Convention, Geneva doesn't actually have any say in it. It was just, written in Geneva because of, the war.
Sure.
So, you ever heard of, the Treaty of Versailles?
Yeah.
Like that, probably it wasn't written or it wasn't Versailles or whatever that did it. It was just written in Versailles.
Right.
Apparently, allegedly, I don't actually know. I'm just kind of talking out my,
I get that.
But I just know that, a lot of times, the treaties and stuff they're named after the place that the agreement was made.
Right.
Not necessarily a participant or somebody who has control of.
Right.
Notice that some of the trails that we've been traveling on today, specifically the one we're on now, has a lot of signage, which seems unusual, middle of the road, middle of the woods. But in the wintertime, this trail and many other Class 6 roads in New Hampshire become snowmobile trails and form a large network throughout the state for snowmobiles exclusively.
Justifies the sign that I saw and laughed about.
Yep.
You gotta be able to whip through here on a snowmobile, though.
I mean, oh yeah.
Once you have
once there's
enough,
a couple feet of snow out there.
Oh, absolutely. That's what I mean. Is
all of this probably fills in and gets nice and even.
That's what I mean. Is you just whip through here.
Ugh. I don't know how he's playing this game. I can barely even see the road in some of these.
Kids, man.
The interesting part is to kind of build on that a little bit. Some towns close these roads for snowmobiles in the wintertime, and others do not. So there are some that stay open, and we're able to drive with four-wheel drive vehicles. Also addressing that some towns allow four-wheelers and OHRVs if they have permits, but majority of towns do not. So it is a full-size vehicle only type of thing. If you're registered to run on the pavement, you're allowed to use these C6s. So, but again, it's interesting, being that it's town by town.
If only there was some type of classification system they could use to, like, you know, organize
We have a
these things.
wooden bridge ahead. Looks like it's sturdy enough. Just stay in the middle.
You know, through the Department of Motor Vehicles, just to get a specialty permit or get a specialty what have you for your vehicle that you could always have with you.
It's like, let's go up there.
That'd be a tough climb.
That doesn't look that bad, actually. I don't think that's actually Class 6. I think that is just a snowmobile truck. Ooh! Damn, Megan, you got some wheel lift on that one.
Be jealous.
Coming up on it. A little bit farther. You're right up on it. There you go.
That's a nasty ride outside, but... She literally, like, that back driver's side wheel was in the, like, a foot and a half off the ground.
Just a quick check. Group stretch. How we doing? A little stretched, I think.
I was gonna say, because I can barely
A bit
see.
stretched. I'm in the middle in the blue Xterra, and I'm about equidistant between you guys in the front and the back.
Yeah, so I can barely see the blue.
Alrighty, thank you for that. We'll slow up front a little bit.
Probably helps that Point knows these trails pretty well.
Well, I think they usually come out here, like, a week or two before, or, like, you know, knowing when the event is going to happen.
Sure.
They usually come out and they'll scout them out and be like, okay, yeah, like, all the trees are cleared up, or they'll, like, if they know that they have to go through a trail and say they don't have a chainsaw with them when they scout it, they'll, like, when we get out, they'll say, hey, does anybody have a chainsaw? Because there's a tree that's down on the trail that we have to cut.
Gotcha.
That happened last year, and I was so excited because I just bought the chainsaw, and I was like, yes, I get to use it. And then we got there, and then we ended up finding out later on, but one of the modified groups had gone out there first, and they got to it before we did.
Oh.
So they ended up getting rid of it before I got a chance to use my chainsaw. So I never got a chance to use it.
Missed opportunity.
Yep. I spent all that money for that damn thing, and I can't use it for this. I use it for stupid stuff, like cutting up plywood for a fire, or a chair, or whatever.
Hey man, you know what? It's still getting some use. It's just not the optimal use.
But not what I bought it for.
True.
It is nice to have it, though, just in case. But
Yeah. Alright, got our wooden little bridge.
yeah, good.
You got plenty of room over here, dude. At least a foot. You don't have a peanut allergy, right? I didn't think so.
No, I would have nutter butters back there.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Why do you have peanut butters?
What's that?
Why do you have the nutter butters?
Snacks?
Because I like them.
He doesn't have a peanut allergy. I was just making sure and asking a silly question. I forgot that you had Nutter Butters.
Yeah, even if I did, that would have killed me. Peanut butter.
Yeah, this whole no cheese thing is really starting to get to me.
Yeah, like I said, I would let it kill me.
The whole not eating beef and pork thing was brutal. I mean, I can remember the first time I had a burger with bacon. Right after I figured out I could actually eat it again, it was like heaven. And you know, the funny thing is that every burger I've eaten since then still tastes the same as that first time I had it, just because I'm like, oh, I can actually eat this. Minus the bread, of course, but the bread I'm not so upset about. I'm really not. It's cheese that I'm really struggling with. Because I love me some Alfredo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Alfredo's really good.
Or tacos with cheese, you know?
Mm,
Right?
Oh.
tacos.
Or like hot like, just perfect temp queso. Jalapeno,
Stop, I can only get so erect.
Hey, Jay, and you see tacos that really want me at tacos.
I don't think we have any ground chuck or any ground anything at the house. I'll have to look.
What about the sloppy Joe meat? Yep, we still want
It's
that.
actually just sauce, bud. That's not a can of sloppy Joe meat. It's a can of sloppy Joe sauce.
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry, bud.
This looks like it's gonna be a big bump. Nope. Okay. Sometimes those little
They're deceiving?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not done with mine yet, but I'm gonna at least crack this to you something to drink.
Let me get the water out of there. Yeah, you're probably gonna want to hold that.
Yep, I'm planning on it.
I try to dump it in there while it's back and forth. And that wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be.
I wish if I had known that you forgot to grab the energy drinks as a whole, I would have given you Skittles.
Yeah, I completely spaced it.
I don't want this to get water damaged. Your SD card thing.
Oh, that's why I put that.
Yeah. It was in your cup holder. I don't want that to get, because that's gonna sweat. That's gonna destroy that.
Oh, come on.
Oh, we got this.
I just meant my shoulder.
Oh, that's fair too.
Yeah, I think I went a little too hard yesterday putting those sliders on the FJ. Whoa. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, I can't wait. So I have to keep constantly looking at that thing because it does that stuff, and then I lose if I'm not paying attention.
Tons of footage.
Yeah.
It's neat that it does audio video though.
Yeah, it would just be nice if it actually worked. Like the other one that I had, that which is the
Not as bad as it looks.
the next model before this one came out, the Brave 7 or whatever. It's the one that Alyssa and I had for the motorcycle trip. That thing would go for literally until the battery died.
Nice.
Every time. And you were good. It would save everything. And then this one, you'll go for 10 or 15 minutes and then it'll just crash.
Interesting.
Appreciate it.
No problem. If you want, I can hang back a little bit farther and you can watch me go over stuff. Doesn't matter.
Right there. Right there.
Start getting carried away because I'm having fun and then, oh crap, getting stretched out.
Reversing. Oh, okay.
Dangerous to follow the person in front of you, depending on how much fun they're having.
What did you go around?
Maybe this plank here.
The back.
Say this.
Like to follow fun?
No, I meant just because you did a little more daring things than some of us.
It's possible. He's also learned to wheel with me, so he tends to follow me doing stupid stuff too.
I love it when just this stuff naturally happens.
Oh yeah, it's cool in the winter too because like the water freezes as it drips, and then like you get like these super long icicles that hang down.
Up here really quick and grab this can. Someone's stuck on a tree.
Ooh.
Wait, you found the cat?
How nice of them to leave it in a spot that's easily accessible.
Might be a good opportunity to take a, what do you call it, a pee break or bio break?
Yeah, I'll take a bio break.
Stretched out anyway.
It's interesting that that's the, it makes sense, and it's a good use of the word bio for it, but
Oh
it's,
yeah, it is kind of weird. I still don't like saying it. It sounds weird. Be like, hey, I gotta take a leak.
Seems like a good time to take a quick bio break if you have to.
it's nice that it's a shorthand.
Yeah. There eventually. Oh yeah, I have caffeine.
Now you do.
Quality, comfort, and price. That's nice. Never heard me say that before?
Yes.
I've been saying that like all the time. Instead of saying, oh, that's cool or whatever, it's quality, comfort, and price. That's nice.
Still have one out of vehicle, correct?
Is that Bob's Discount Furniture? It's one of the furniture.
Repeat that?
Burning pills?
Burning pills. Yeah,
I said I believe we still have one person outside of the vehicle.
Yeah, we're still catching up.
Oh, gotcha. We still have folks rolling. Sounds good. We're stopped up front, so we'll let you guys catch up. Dan, let me know when everyone's all caught up and tight. Will do. Thank you. We'll actually be off trail shortly and en route to the next trail. So we'll be. I'll let you know when we get there, but we'll be popping out of 4 Low soon.
You'll have to crop out some of the Savage Worlds chatter.
And we are rolling.
No.
Thank you, sir.
What's going on YouTube Raw?
You know, it's funny because like I feel like it's a good opportunity for me to just pick your brain on stuff like when it comes to like the trails or like pretty much anything because we're just hanging out.
Dude, I get like 3 people that watch my videos, and it's literally me, Megan, and my dad.
Yeah.
So
I'll subscribe to you. You're throwing up on YouTube, right?
yeah.
Yeah, I'll subscribe. I'll like, comment, subscribe, you know, all the YouTube algorithm things. In the words of Olivia Gobert Hicks, click the things that make the dings.
That's a good way to put it.
Yep. I'd love to meet them. They seem like such funny, down-to-earth people.
Yeah.
Is Olivia is dating one of the world champions for Magic at one point, which is Brian Kibler.
Yeah.
And Olivia has a show with her best friend.
Be careful talking about anything Wizards of the Coast related.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I want them to sue me.
No, they won't, because as long as I'm saying that, you know, they own it. And it's also channels and other people and stuff like that. But
No, like with the whole OGL fiasco.
oh, no, that's already all passed and all that good stuff.
Yeah, they're not going to recover from that, though. So many people have switched different systems because of it, and I don't think that they're going to go back. Like, even Pathfinder did, like, a new OGL for their stuff,
Really?
and it was, like, literally explicitly said, like, you know, it's never have like this OGL was like forever on anything that's put on. There's no changing it. Like once this OGL is put onto a product, that product follows
Right in the mouth.
this one forever.
Got it.
Even if we change it later on.
That sounds uncomfortable.
On the mouth. Sounds uncomfortable.
Probably this.
Yeah, so,
So as you come up over that little hill there, you're going to come into a bit of a clearing. You have a house to your left, or more or less a driveway. Once we all get off of that trail and onto the dirt hardpack road, we're going to get out of 4 low and go into 2 high. Dan, let me know when everyone's off. Will do.
they started doing their own content at their own home. They just invite people in and they play.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, remember how you had told me about the that Deadlands Kickstarter?
Yeah.
Dude, I got the email for it, and
Same.
within like 3 minutes of getting the emails when I had opened it, they already had like
I'm going to stop here and go ahead and
$40,000.
put it back into